Operators, the only podcast about gate operator life for technicians. Your hosts, Michael Brooks and Robert Evers. Stay tuned for another great episode. What's up, everybody? This is Robert Evers, your host of Two Smooth Operators, podcast about gate life and technicians. We had an unfortunate events on Facebook this past week where things were said and going on between my partner and I, Michael Brooks, and we're here to kind of like talk about and hash it out a little bit. I got a lot going on with my own business and everything, and then somebody drags my name out there on the internet to a organization, saying, I'm sorry to drag you through this, but Michael Brooks has been having a lot of drama here lately. He might be trolling on your Facebook page, so you better be careful for what he's doing out there. So, but got a lot going on this week. I've installed 2 automatic 100s, slide gate operators, and we've done 4 loops on them and stuff, and got a lot going on. Also, there's AFA events coming up in North Carolina, chapter event at Wrightsville Beach. There's also FWA Fence Show in Las Vegas in October. There's a lot going on, and so it's kind of got me upset. I don't know why he was rocking the boat like that for some reason, and talking mad junk about different people. I reckon he was on there drinking some Coors Light or something. Kind of made me upset. Why you dragging my name into this? And matter of fact, what's the deal with him and LiftMaster? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense, So I'm like, what's going on with LiftMaster? What in the world, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? I didn't know. I didn't get the old email from you that we were going to do a podcast tonight.
Well, I was trying to do this by myself because I can't trust you right now because you're out there trolling on the internet.
What do you mean trolling on the internet? You mean telling the truth about gate operators not working when they say they're going to work? I mean, I didn't bring your name into it. You brought your name into it. But
no, you had my name in it on the first post. I saw it.
Hey, dude, how are you going to do a show? You thought you was going to get the
I changed the password. How'd you find the password?
You changed the password from password to password 1. How do you think I was not going to find the password?
Oh, Lord, you're crazy.
Dude, I can't believe you're trying to run the one smoothest operator out to business.
You got too much drama going on, man. What's going on with all that drama in your life?
If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be where you're at right now. You wouldn't even know how to install a platform.
If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be where you at right now.
Look at me, dude. I'm living in a 1-bedroom apartment, man. That's
a damn dream and a half right there. I live in a 2-bedroom trailer.
Oh, well, but a lot better than going to the beach and partying every Sunday night, man. What's going on, brother?
Nothing much, just working.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Getting gate operators installed.
Yeah, man. Been working on 2 100 slide gate operators and putting loops in. Well, training. I haven't touched them. My guys are doing them, and I'm just there supervising, trying to get them to do it without me being there.
Oh yeah. Oh, I bet you had a lot of time planning the podcast by yourself and stuff.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how to get you to damn quit bullying people on the internet, talking about their associations and stuff.
Well, it's just one of those things when you got a question and nobody will answer it. Don't you just keep asking the dang question? I mean, or maybe you don't. So anyways, well, you and I both know we've reached out to all those people and we've got everybody that wanted to come on, came on. So anyways, we're excited to be here, excited to be back to 2 crime partners out there getting bullied on the internet, telling people that they're going to run us out of business and all that good
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, this is about trolling tonight, really. I'm not
Yeah.
mad at Brooks. We were just poking at y'all and making y'all think that we were against each other. But what
Oh,
we're talking about is
you were
trolling
pretty.
on the internet. Bunch of trolls out there. You could be proud of your fence or your gate, and it might not be perfect, but there's somebody always saying you should have done it like this. This is not UL 325. Blah 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 blah. And none of them post any pictures of their product or nothing on the Facebook pages and stuff. So, why say something? If you're gonna talk about it, walk it.
Well,
I
you
had
did
a
a,
post on there with a post popping up, and I called the post was popping a willy.
well, you did a pretty good trolling job trolling everybody yourself. You almost had me convinced. I thought I lost a business partner.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to teach you a lesson.
I did. Well, you did a good job at it. Thanks for getting Brian Davis and everybody in there piling in on me too. I'm not sure if they're
Hmm.
my friends now either.
No, they ain't never been. They just tolerate you.
They just tolerate me. They just call me when they need to know what the voltage is
Yeah.
supposed to be on the solar panel.
Yeah. Well, and people are passionate about what they do. You're very passionate about the gate operator world, so you have a lot of questions that need answers, or
I think
you like to
so.
rock the boat, rattle the boat, like and people are like, "Why are you trying to do this?" Everything's perfect in our organization, which is not. So,
So, okay, well, that's actually a good point, man. About rocking the boat. There are times that I gotta I step across the line and got. Dang it, I forgot eight at the time, man. You were supposed to, old Brian Davis. I'm driving home, got to get there and see this. Yeah, man. Thank you. I don't know if you're still my friend, Mr. Davis. You're not. So no building. What did it say? So no building fences around your relationship. No, Carl. You got to keep in mind, Carl is the number one troublemaker out there, man. You got to watch
yeah,
out for him.
man, we be
Hey,
watching you trolling. You be trolling. I be
hey, I got
rolling,
all right.
trolling.
So I'll put it this way. I'll put it this. I'll let Carl put what he wants to. I'll put it. I just talk about politicians. I don't have politicians yelling at me. But
Oh boy.
anyways, we're all passionate about that stuff, and yeah, that's absolutely true. And Carl's got to come on the podcast as well too.
Yeah.
He was actually my FAAC call when I had some. Carl, what was it? The 820Hs, the underground ones, which I think were not right for the job that we installed, but he was helping me. So yeah, I'm absolutely passionate about this industry. This industry is what actually has put food on my table. But what I found was it's actually people like you that are the camaraderie. It's not let's go play golf, and I'm sure people love to play golf, or let's go sit around a boardroom table and talk about how we can actually benefit our own business. And I'm all for that, because you got to protect the industry, or the business that your industry is in. But
Yeah, I'm just trying to get to a boardroom in my business. Damn, I want a board on the wall. I want to be able to put jobs up on the wall and have people come up and grab a clipboard and go.
well,
Nowadays they're using tablets and automation, and I'm like way the fuck behind.
well, actually, you wanted to post that list that you had. Oh, that Matthew, you had everybody fooled. I thought some shit was going down earlier. Yeah, well, some shit definitely was going down, man. No, I mean, this industry. I mean, I made good money when I worked for a fence company in Dallas. They paid me really well, and I thought I was going to move close to my family at one point in time. And they convinced me to stay, and that's where I started my business, was in Dallas, because you can make a lot of money in this, but I have found and haven't had any answers, public answers. That's what concerns me about these things that are going on that, in my opinion, hurt small businesses. You and I have both reached out amicably, publicly and privately, and said, hey, and I've reached out, and there's some stuff you don't even know.
Yeah.
I've reached out like, hey, I've talked to a friend who knows somebody at somebody we're trying to get in contact with, and on the show and all that stuff. Already yelling at me right now. and said, hey, can you reach out to this person? You just admitted that you were good friends with them. They helped you out. Can you reach out to this person and ask them why they do that? So when you don't do that, when you say, now here's the other thing, do all of that stuff and you're fine until you say that you're doing this to help gate technicians or this to help the public at large, and what you're putting in place actually hurts them.
Well,
and
I don't know everything about what they're doing and all that, but I do know this. I think they should change the terminology from training to a startup class, because it's impossible to train somebody in 3 days on how to do operators. You know, yes, you're making familiar with them and you're giving them information, but there's a big disconnect with them after they leave the classroom and go into the field, where you don't really know what you're doing. So you have to call somebody, you know, and they're calling me. Some of these guys are calling me and like, how you install this, how you install it? And I'm doing my best to tell them what to do, you know. And I'm like, you got to be careful what you're bidding on. You're bidding on a job that you have no experience on, and it's a big money job, and you got to run conduit and wires and lay concrete down, pad down, make sure everything's square, right, and level. And if you ain't good with that, you're going to be in trouble.
Shoot, what about powder coating the gate and forgetting to weld the brackets on? What about setting the post to where the hinge, where the post prevents you from welding the hinges on where the gate doesn't open all the way? Mm-hmm. I've been there, and you might have a good point about just saying it's a startup class or whatever, but the problem becomes when you are certified at the end of that 2-day class to be what they are saying is the recognized standard of gate operator installers in the United States. There's one thing to be certified to say, I know how to work on this gate operator. I know how to put a chain on. I know how to take the slack in. And I'm happy to issue those certifications, happy to be part of that. However, I'm not saying that you have the experience to go out there. I'm not even saying you know how to use a screwdriver.
You need to have experience. You need to have some damn experience. You got to have experience to be an electrician. You got to have experience to be a plumber. And then you just throwing this little sticker that you scratch and smell. Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
this stuff ain't working like it's supposed to be. But then a guy like me goes out and do something. Y'all want to hold me to everything. I got the experience, though. Well, but these other guys don't, and they're bidding on these jobs, and they don't. If they don't have a mentor, somebody to talk to, without charging an armor and a damn leg, or just having a conversation with the people. Another thing, why don't these organizations do callbacks? Don't you do that in your business? Don't you do, if somebody called and didn't contact you in a couple of weeks or in a couple of months, you call them back? Or is that a practice that's being lost now? I can remember my dad telling me, you need to call this person back. You ain't talked to him in a couple of weeks, and he'll have me a whole list of people to call back. It's called a callback list. Check on them, see how they're doing. You know, are these people checking on this thing? Are these things actually certifications? Because I don't think they're certifications. They're only in a couple states where like Louisiana, Nevada, California, where they're kind of like, you know, kind of like a certification, but it's not a certification. I don't think so. Is it a certification?
Have you ever had anybody say, hey, where's your AFA certification?
Never.
Right? You got to keep in mind, think about the word realtor, right? It's a made up word, real estate agent, right? They spend tens of millions of dollars to make sure that when you go buy a home, you're buying it from a trained realtor, and they spend tens of millions of dollars to protect that word realtor. You can't just type that word realtor wherever you want. They're probably going to sue me just for saying it. I wouldn't be the first person that's threatened to do that today, but I'm just saying, if they spend all that money and you walk up to somebody and say, hey, where are you buying your next house? And you go, well, I'm going on Zillow to check the neighborhood out and see what the school district's like and see what the comparables are. Well, you don't need a realtor. Why in the hell would a realtor be anything that you're concerned with buying a house for? No, you're looking at price, neighborhood, what do they take for down pay, and so forth. So no, they haven't done a good job making that certification, and I don't know that you do. Another example is, when's the last time you've asked for ASE certification from your mechanic?
Yeah. Or there's another called Ideal, ain't it? Certification.
IDEA.
IDEA.
Yeah.
Um,
I think they used to have the IDA Expo with Fence Tech. There was a mishap and they don't do it anymore. So I don't see their certification as much.
I have seen it posted a couple times on Facebook, and I looked it up. And it's like the same thing as the AFA designer class or whatever.
So one thing that I liked about, which is important to me, is that they talk about vehicle safety. So I can't say that I've read the IDEA certification front to back, but I have read it or I have seen it. And one of the first things I noticed is that they were talking about driver safety. So, 10 and 2 and all that stuff. And when I saw that fell in line with what I believe is important to gate technicians, which is your safety. The public safety is always your concern because you're on a job site working on a job. But what about the 150,000 accidents that happen every single year in the construction industry, and the few hundred of accidents that happen with gate operators, or the 30,000 accidents that happen with garage doors? I mean, why aren't we focusing on that? It's the same electromechanical industry. It's the same companies, but yet
what's
somehow.
his name just made a comment. Read that comment.
Oh, it's Kimberly Ann Hurst. I think her and her husband, they own Fence Boss out in Texas, if I remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. Kimberly is also a marketing expert. If you need marketing for your fence business, you can call her. Certifications are just the work version of a participation trophy. That's pretty interesting the way that she put it. I think that's a very interesting way to put it. Not once has anybody ever asked for my Tennessee certification. I thought there was something going on with Tennessee. If anybody's out there, Tennessee,
I could tell you a little bit about Tennessee. They don't give a damn out there. Literally. Literally. There's I'm not talking about, I'm talking about the people that's wanting gate operators. They don't care. They want anything in there that works.
People are
there
mad.
Ain't nobody out there looking at nothing in Tennessee. I can tell you that right now.
Oh, Brian Davis just sent me some pictures for this episode. Brian, sorry I can't get them on there, but this late. But yeah, you can't see them anyway. We were going to talk about some of the gate operator jobs that we've got going, or that some of the other of our listeners, our viewers have going on. And Red was kind enough to send. Brian had a couple, but I asked them all last minute, so I didn't get a chance to upload them. You're welcome, Kimberly. Us Texas folk have to stick together. Some people,
y'all Texas boys.
It's them Texas boys, and I said that before, and somebody else said, we all got to stick together. And that's true. I'm using that as a fucking marketing gimmick, right? The same way I use now go sell some gates, right? I'm basically doing the, I'll think of it here in a second. It was a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode where I'm just giving you a jingle so somebody can go, oh, that's that guy. It's one of two things. It's either actually it's one of three things. It's either the navy blue uniform. People always ask if I'm required to wear that, or now go sell some gates, or that guy's an asshole. So it's generally one of those things that people remember me by.
Guy's an asshole.
And I'll take all of those with the badge and honor. So Hey, let me get to this one since Red's watching real quick. This was the one that Red sent in. Red, I don't know. You sent me like 5 or 6 of them. I like this. This is a reverse arch, isn't it? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Red's Mobile Welding out in I want to say he's still in Fort Worth. There might be a suburb that he lives in. I'm just going to call it Fort Worth. So
yeah, I got to go measure one tomorrow.
Kimberly was laughing at me saying, yeah, probably the person that said that's not wrong by saying we all need to stick together, not just us.
Well, no, we all need to stick together, and we all need to be able to say, call out the organization a little bit. You know, it's not perfect. It won't be perfect. It's not for everybody. You know, it's like the conversation having, why do they need 2 organizations? They do. If it weren't for the FWA, I wouldn't be a part of an organization. I wouldn't be doing this if it weren't for FWA. So, you know, I joined that organization because it was in my cost range, you know, weren't too expensive. And then I was like, you know, let's go in it. So I dove into it. 3 years now, ain't it? So, you know, it's a good organization to be a part of at an entry level. And maybe I can build up to the AFA.
Well, I obviously have a personal relationship with the folks over at FWA. If anybody ever wants to know the details, that's fine. You can ask if Robert wants to. He knows the details. We're more than happy to go into. But recently, this is one of those things where it's easy for you and your friends to joke around all this stuff, but not everybody gets it. So no, I was not fired from the FWA. Susan and Brian were some of the kindest people ever. I was contract employee. I had no vested interest in any of the entities they had. I just knew that what Brian was doing was protecting small businesses, and with health insurance and the story that he had, I knew that I wanted to go out there and support him, and I did for a couple of years. And Las Vegas ain't for me, but I can tell you Georgia sure is. I love the freaking weather here, and I love the trees. So Chris Hearn out there, what's up, man? How are you doing?
What's up, Chris?
Oh, by the way, James said he's in Fort Worth, so he's
definitely
a Texas boy. Kimberly said thank you, and Carl. If you got FAAC questions, I'll give you his home number. It's 24 hours a day. It's free to anybody that wants to call. He said, I quit renewing my certs and started hanging my shooting certificates on the wall instead. So far, nobody has noticed. So I think that education, you can learn just as much from it as you can what to do as what not to do. So the education part of it is going to be whatever you take from it. But, and you're right, man. I mean, one of the things about the company I work for now, they're so focused on training that communication, how to use hand tools is just as important as when you see an LA 500 on a 15-foot gate that weighs 2,000 pounds, you might want to think about telling the customer that they got to do some pad mount CSWs, right? So all of that stuff is important to where I'm at now. But yeah, the certification thing, I've always offered certifications through the Access Control Expert School. And I continue to, but they say exactly what you're certified. You are certified to do this, or you have come to this class and passed the test. So, anyways, but yeah. So, why can't we ask the questions? You know, why is it that the person that asks the questions, like, why won't you say what politicians you're meeting with? Why am I the one who is vilified, demonized, and physically threatened?
Because you're the only one speaking out. You are the only one speaking out about this. Nobody else is.
I wonder if I'm the only one speaking out the way that I am. As opposed to, you know, if somebody does a stupid ass move, I'm going to say that's a stupid ass move. And when I'm wrong,
these guys are jerks, and they sit up there on their high horse like they're somebody, and they're nobody. They're no different than you are. There are yes people. Yes, 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 yes. And you like, wait a minute, this ain't working. I call LiftMaster and I talk to somebody in their damn living room that don't even know what a gate operator is.
Yeah.
So kiss off. Who cares? We're trying to say, hey, you got to do better. Why don't you find you a gate technician that's been doing it for 20, 30 years and give them a job offer or something? I don't know what to tell you, but these people that's doing them are RMAs and stuff through the phone and reading the book, blah, 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 do this, test this, test this, test this, test this, test this. As a technician like me, experienced, I've done tested everything and I told you what was wrong with it. It was the board, but no, you had me to replace an arm first. So I had to wait 2 weeks. 2 weeks come by, put the new arm in, the board's not working. I had to wait another 2 weeks, get the thing out, boom. Then I had to send the board back, had to send the arm back, and you could have just listened to me.
Jeff, I see your question. I'm gonna put that up here in just a second. I just want to finish this.
But that's my rant about LiftMaster. I do love LiftMaster. Don't get me wrong. I love them. But they got a Facebook page and they're kind of mean on that Facebook page when every time we try to say something that's negative. And because it's negative, don't mean it's negative. It's actually positive. You learn from your failures. But the failure comes on my expense, not yours.
That's the whole thing. I think what some of these people have to understand that we're the marketing, we're the sales, we're the installation, we're the service, and we're the warranty, right? Because you can say at any point in time, you can call up tomorrow and say, we're no longer manufacturing that product. So unfortunately, we're not supporting it. And how many times have you called LiftMaster and said, and them go, yeah, we don't support that anymore? I'm you've got the manual in front of you.
I can understand that to a certain extent because they're developing and the way their business model works is, I don't know everything, but the way it feels to me, they outsource engineering. Somebody builds something, they like it, and then they buy the patent or whatever. I don't know if that's exactly what they do, but I don't know 100%. Maybe somebody from LiftMaster can come on and explain to us their process of engineering, because they got a brand new Tecna out taking place at the Mega Tower, and I haven't installed one yet, and I've seen a lot of videos, but here we go down this road again. So I don't know.
So first of all, thanks for LiftMaster for letting me in the booth at FenceTech and interviewing one of the project leads on that. She was very clear, and she knew the answer to the questions before I'd even asked them, because they were issues. The biggest thing that I had with that is the same thing that we had with the SL3000. I don't know if you installed SL3000s 10 years ago when they were still making it.
The Elite Opera. Yeah, I've got a bunch of them out there still working. I got them over 20 years old working.
A million of them out there, right? And replace the start cap, replace a motor, and then they come out with the new boards. Now they have a power board. Now they have a Hall effect sensor board in the limit simile and all that stuff. And it's like, y'all had it figured out. I mean, I understand that you can't predict like what's going to happen with this product. You ran it a billion times in the industry or in the warehouse, and you ran it a billion times out there with your testers. But why can't I say that that's a bad thing? Don't change something that's fixed. You are the guys that are controlling what's being done with these law, standards, and practice. You are the 900-pound gorilla in the what is it? 900 in the room. So anyways, but we love your products. Go to I won't even tell you the name, but if you go to my last company that I had and you look, it's all LiftMaster products. It's all LiftMaster products.
Yeah.
Because I love
LiftMaster ought to be very thankful, because they're like the #1 dealer out there now. I mean,
well, yeah, they're the #1 dealer because they're the #1 dealer at the largest distributor, control product.
They're pushing it out.
They're owned by the same company and all that stuff. So who knows how all that stuff goes. But no, why can't here's the thing is the people that know these answers, the Bill McCoys, the Tony Pease, all those people that know the answers have their hands tied and can't come on this and say, yeah, the LA 500 is a good gate operator for what it does. And maybe 1,600 pounds is not the right gate for you to put on that. But I guarantee there's a lot of other manufacturers that'll say, hey, don't put our gate operator on there. But why can't they come on and say that? Why can't they just prove me wrong? I'm not saying anything that I feel is a lie. I mean, tell me you put an LA 500 in before you put an LA 400 in. If all's the same,
that gate you just showed on the put that gate back up there, can you? Of reds.
Yeah.
Would you put an LA 500 on that?
I bet it looks like he's got one. It's hard to say. Hey, Red, if you're still listening, tell us if that's an LA 500 or not. Right. So I wouldn't look at that. That's a wind sail. That's out in the middle of nowhere. Wind comes through there, it's going to rock that. Now, would I put an LA 500 and a maglock in the middle of it? Yes, I sure would. And again, Jeff, I'm not holding your post. I'm going to put it up there here in a second, just because it's going to take a little bit of detail. Anyway, so we're at 31 minutes. We wanted to make this short, so I'm going to make it pretty short. I'm just going to go through these real quick. Go to the next one. All right. So Carl was saying it's basically like criminal law. That's exactly how they treat these things in Nevada. Law gets broken when people get caught. They get a sweet deal, and then people get tired and want more laws to the books instead of enforcing shit that already exists. And coming from a state like California, Robert or Carl, sounds like you know all about that, because that's the next one they're going to go heavy and hard at. Texas as well, too, because there's a lot of lawsuits in Texas right now. LiftMaster is an absolute joke. I'll say this. If I was going to put swingers and sliders together, I think they have the best combination. If I was going to put all on one property, a set of swingers, a set of sliders, it would be there. I think they've got the best combination. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't install the HDs and more LiftMaster products. And we are constantly dealing with boards straight out of the box, and their tech service is still telling us it's the board always. So, so call and get an RMA is the best thing I can tell you. Last couple of comments, then we'll get to Jeff's. It's both they have their own engineers and they buy out the technology. He was talking about, which one it is. I just think you have a bunch of garage door engineers actually out there, making gate operators for as cheap as they can. So that's my opinion. The corporate bean counters, they're the ones that prevent the good stuff from coming to the market. These are these trade associations, this is your market. This is how your customers feel. So you're telling you're telling me that I'm doing something that hurts the industry by saying that. Maybe I am. I don't know. Prove me wrong. Come on and talk to us about it. Kimberly was saying because they are plug and play, so two trucks on a truck can install it. Kimberly, I'm the one that's supposed to set off the landmines, not you. But because they're plug and play, so two trucks in a truck can install it. You don't want to know how these people are getting their dealers. So we'll get to Jeff's comment now. What were you going to say?
I'm saying two trucks in a truck. That's what I'm trying to put out there. You know what I'm saying? I want me some trucks, put some gate operators in.
Yeah, I do too. All right, man. 33 minutes, 33 seconds. All right. So Jeff, I think has been outspoken about some of this stuff. I heard you and FWA work towards mandates and gate safety and things put in place that help the installer. I don't know about that. Say it's a perfect world and you get these things accomplished. Who manages and watches and enforces what is implemented? So this is one of the things that you brought up about enforcement. So why don't we just go, I'll say my little 2-minute spiel. Jeff, why don't we go to Nevada, where it's been a law for 25 years? Who enforces it there? Oh, that's it. Who enforces it there? See, what the thing is the people that are putting these things in place don't have to follow it. It's a law for you. It's a law for me, but it's not a law for them. You don't legally have to make a UL 325 gate operator. But if you buy one, or if you buy something that's not UL 325, you're breaking the law. You're a criminal. you are now a criminal if you buy something off of Amazon. All right. Does that sound right to you? Doesn't sound right to me. And then as far as enforcing it, they don't have to force it. So if they're not abiding by it and they're not enforcing it, which I don't think they should do either. I think this should be a capitalist society. If they're not having to do either, why can't they just say whatever they want? Why can't they make whatever law they want? Why can't they take the liability off them and put it on you as the installer? Why can't they take the liability off of the user and put it on you as the installer? I know it's a hotbed subject here, but it's kind of like a gun manufacturer being sued because somebody goes out and takes a handgun and hurts a bunch of people. Now, I'm not advocating for anybody being hurt. I'm not advocating for anybody using guns or whatever things may be. Most of the people in this industry are conservative and do like guns. I'm not advocating for that, but I'm just saying that's what you have. You have people that can say whatever they want and do whatever they want because they don't have to implement it and they don't have to abide by it and they don't have to enforce it, right? They can do whatever they want, but it's a law.
Yeah.
If you sell something that's not UL 325 in some states, and it's in the NEC code or something like that. So you could be breaking in code, which is the same thing as law or whatever. So, so that's my answer to it, Jeff. So that's that. And next Sunday, Tommy Morrison. That's the Sunday that's coming back up. We'll go back to our regularly broadcast where.
Yeah.
Robert, all right, man. This is going to be it. I know that you were going to try to surprise me and all this stuff today.
Yeah, well, you need to be careful out there because you might get trolled on.
Yeah, y'all got y'all's ass trolled today, buddy. But yeah, I think that it shows the kindness of people like BD and Red and all those other guys. They wanted to make sure that none of this stuff hurt our friendship. And
yeah,
of course,
this and another thing too, when somebody says, you shouldn't be associated with this person because of he says this blah 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 and he's negative. You know what? This ain't kindergarten. This is real life. You gotta be. If you're in business, let me tell you something right now. Type of businessman I've been. I've done some things and worked with some people that I shouldn't have worked with, but I did it because I kept my mouth shut and went on and done my business. And that's the way business is. It's always been that way. I can associate with anybody. It does not reflect of who I am as a person. I can associate with the person down the road that worships the devil. I can go down, put a fence up down the road for the drug dealer and pay me in $5 bills. I can go put a fence up for the guy that's homosexual or a different gender or woman gender, whatever you want to call it. I can put a fence up for them. That doesn't change nothing about who I am and who my business is. I'm a grown adult man. I can associate whoever the hell I want with. And it doesn't matter. And if you think that's the high society people think, I don't care. I got friends. I work with organizations that are billions of dollars, worth billions of dollars. And they call me personally to come fix their fence and come fix their gate. I don't care because it's who I am as a person. So if Mike goes out and says something stupid, I don't care. I may not like it. He knows I don't like it. He already knows how I am. We're kind of opposite on a lot of things, but it doesn't matter what he says. Now, when he disrespects somebody or something like that, now that kind of pisses me off, but I'm not going to close my show because of that and not have nothing to do with him. And anybody that says anything that's associated, if you're associated with this guy, I don't want to associate with you. You're in kindergarten, dude. Grow some fucking balls. That's my piece.
I think we'll leave it at that, man. So anybody's welcome to come on and defend their position. And, where I've told something that can't be verified, and had to apologize about a LiftMaster gate operator doing about this, apologize about somebody threatening me. I'm going way above and beyond to fix that stuff. So, but for you to threaten me, to threaten my friends, businesses, to come into my job more than once and say you shouldn't be working with this guy, and you think that I'm going to be polite about that, man, friendship means more to me than that. Loyalty means more than me to that, So there you go. I think we'll leave it at that, Robert, because you just hit the nail on the head.
Yep. Oops, wrong button. See, I just made a mistake again. I'm just full of mistakes.
Oh, I know what you're doing. You're queuing up the one smooth operator.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the one smooth operator.
Man, that's a bunch of bullshit. Don't let me catch you doing that behind my back again, man.
Mm-hmm. There we go. Thank you for tuning in to Two Smooth Operators Podcast. Your hosts, Michael Brooks and Robert Evers. I'd like to thank you for tuning in.
Thank you, Kimberly.
Also, tune in next Sunday, 5 o'clock Eastern Time. Thank you very much for watching another great episode of Too Smooth